So, in closing here, let's talk about your new show.
Ah, I'm so excited. It's called Biting Commentary. Um, I am trying to hit 1,000 subscribers because I'm really big into accessibility. And at 1,000 subscribers, you can actually auto caption your YouTube. They give you that option. So if you are listening right now, it's Biting Commentary on YouTube. And I would love if you go over and subscribe because that helps me be more accessible and helps me reach more people with content. So, what I'm doing on that show is I love small businesses, especially women owned, minority owned. Small businesses. So I've been trying out snacks, eating them alive. I guess taste test, if you will. That's the biting double entendre. I'm getting so nerdy on
Oh,
myself. So I eat, I warm up. I'm the warm up act of my own show, and then I bring up a guest that eventually it'll be you, Ron.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited to have you. But we've talked. I've had the host of the Asian Comedy Fest come on and talk about stopping Asian hate. Yesterday, I had Kat Bresler on, who helps to run the People for Bernie camp account and does a lot of organizing, but now is in charge of helping to organize the process around selecting who's on community boards in New York City. So
Oh,
it's
right
a
on.
very that was a very local episode, but they won't always be. And I'm highlighting things that I wish mainstream media would cover, but they just don't give a shit about. So it's stuff that really means a lot to me, and I hope to you too.
So tell me, give me an update on the community garden, as people who have seen you on this show before know, and anyone who follows you knows, because you post updates and stuff. You're active with a community garden in New York City. How's
Yeah.
how's that going? What's new?
Yeah, so we just did a cleanup. It's really wonderful. Me and basically the man with the idea is Sugar Ray, who is a leader in the Queensbridge community, as well as a really wonderful organizer and fellow gardener, Megan Stotts. We love to meet. We have really wonderful discussions together, but we're like, you know what? It's not as cold as it used to be. It's time to start thinking about what we're going to have planted there this year. So we did a whole litter cleanup on Earth Day. Got 4 bags filled with trash. I got a phone book, by the way. Who carries around a phone book and then leaves it in a community garden? I have a lot of questions, but we did a
I didn't know
whole.
they still made phone books, to tell you the truth.
I don't think they do. I don't. Anyway, somebody had one and decided to bring it to the community garden and leave it. So
Uh,
that was in my bag. And I also called a towing company on a company that parks their tractors there. So anyway, I come to the garden, we get stuff cleaned up, and I'm really excited to kind of watch. Sugar Ray will come on the show, and I saw somebody else talk about the general strike on my show. Ron, I was actually thinking about having you on to talk about that, so we'll have to talk offline.
sure. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm for it. I think we need it. I don't know. I don't know what better solution there is to all this. We have to have a general strike.
Yep.
I wish I knew how to make it a reality. I don't. I don't know all the ins and outs of making something like that a reality, because we are in an unprecedented moment in history, in society, technologically, and physically. So I don't know all the ins and outs of making that a reality, but I do firmly believe it has to happen. There is no other choice. And I'm willing to do anything I can to help make it a reality. Uh,
Well, I do know somebody who's getting really excited about helping to organize it. So maybe it could be an episode with the three of us, and we could
that'd be
chat about.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be great. I mean, yeah. And again, I mean, I know some of the things that you would really need to make it successful. And I think it's obvious things that we all know, like you would need a massive amount of mutual aid that's going to be readily available, because basically people need to look out for each other while it's going on. You would need everybody on board. I mean, so it's not, but it's not impossible. I mean, they just did something like that over in India. I mean, it's not impossible. It's
Mhm.
it's just, I mean, it's a pretty tall glass of water. It's not a small glass of water by any means, but
Yeah.
that's what happens when you need systemic change, like true systemic status quo shifting change. It is a tall glass of water. But the other option is a hell of a lot worse, because the other option is just descend into complete neo-feudalism. So
Yeah. So
that's
you
not
helped
an option.
you helped me to talk about what even is my show. We'll talk about stuff like this and you get to tell me what to eat. So that's fun. Apparently there's something called psychedelic water, which is totally legal everywhere. Strangely,
What does it
um,
do?
apparently you feel the effects of psychedelics. I don't know if it's real psychedelics or just something that plays with your brain or lots of caffeine. I don't know what it is, but that's been requested. So we could have psychedelic water and talk about the general strike
I mean, I have
live.
never heard of psychedelic water until literally right now. If you just said psychedelic water to me, I would assume it was a band, and I would assume they're a jam band. So
That
I
sounds
didn't
like a
know.
great band.
I'm not a big jam band guy, but I would check out psychedelic water. But but it sounds like something I'd be intrigued to try. No, knowing nothing about it until like right now. But based on the
Well,
way you described it, I think I'd be in.
we'll talk offline. We'll figure out what's the best fit for us.
I've had CBD water before. Well, I've had that a bunch of times.
That would
And
give me a nap.
I've had like THC water too, where
Oh,
it's like that's a good thing. Like if you're ever in a situation, which I was in this situation before, like occasionally I'll just like do a dry out month, where it's like just no booze for the month.
that's healthy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a very big drinker, like I'm really not, but like every now and again, I just, okay, I'm going to dry out. So that's a great thing if you're out at a bar and you still want to feel kind of, you still want to get a little loopy, and you'd like to have a beverage like everyone else. That's
Mhm.
when that is great. If you're one time I was in Portland actually, and I was drying out for the month, and they had like THC soda. So I just, well, win-win.
Soda.
I still get to get a buzz going. It was basically just sparkling water with THC, but they called it like a THC soda. And
Great.
yeah, I just drank it. And I'm like, I feel like I'm having like a drink actually, but I'm technically not. I'm still abiding by my dry outness. So everybody wins.
I am
Lauren,
for it.
where does everyone go to find all this awesome new stuff?
Oh, so if you go to YouTube, just type in biting commentary. That should be me. Apparently, I need to exist for a month before I can get a custom URL. So you just got to go to YouTube and type biting commentary. You can also follow me at Vote Ashcraft, which is my last name.
Right
On
on.
Twitter.
Biting commentary on YouTube, at Vote Ashcraft on Twitter.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and